ফ্লোরিডা বাংলা টেলিভিশন, প্রবাসে আপনার পাশে।
সবাইকে শুভ সন্ধ্যা এবং বিলম্বিত ইংরেজি নববর্ষের শুভেচ্ছা। আজকে আমরা আশা করি আপনারা সবাই ভালো আছেন, যেখানে আছেন সুস্থ আছেন, ভালো আছেন এবং নিরাপদে আছেন। আজকে আমাদের মাঝে এমন একজন ব্যক্তিত্ব, এমন একজন নেতৃত্ব এসেছেন যার পরিচয় ফ্লোরিডাবাসীদের অত্যন্ত সুপরিচিত। তিনি মূলধারা রাজনীতির একজন বিশিষ্ট নেতা। আমি তার সৌজন্যে আপনাদের অনুমতি নিয়ে ইংরেজিতেই এখন থেকে আপনার কথোপকথনটা আলাপচারিতা শুরু করব। Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and I hope it's also belated Happy New Year for 2021. And I hope everybody is safe wherever you are. You're safe and healthy and well. We are having a privilege and honor to have an incredible person, a leader in our country, in our great state of Florida, Madam Chair Terrie Rizzo. Welcome, Madam Chair. Speak to you. Yes, thank you. You're back.
Did it freeze? I think is the computer freezing?
Yeah, it was, but now it's okay. Go ahead, Madam Chair.
Now okay, thank you.
So it's just really a privilege, and we'd like to welcome you and thank you for coming on behalf of Bangladesh, Bangladeshi people in Bangladesh, and also the Bangladeshi American here in the United States and in Florida. It's a privilege. It's an honor. Thank you for coming, giving your time. I know you're so busy and what's happening in our nation. Let's start talking about that. Last night in Capitol Hill, one of our main branches of democracy was attacked, and it's unfortunate that one of the other branches, the leader, was responsible for it, President Donald Trump. So I'd like to have your reaction, your input to it.
I think I have the same reaction as everybody has. It is unbelievable and appalling that this is happening in our country. That the United States Capitol building was under attack and under assault by armed thugs and instigated by the President of the United States. And our Congress people were endangered and staff were endangered. This is unbelievable circumstances, something that has happened only one other time in American history, during the War of 1812. And for the second time in history, we've had our Capitol building invaded. And I, like everyone, are outraged and appalled and sickened by what is happening now.
And thank you for our leadership in Congress and Senate, and thank you obviously for our Vice President to take charge of it and bring it to we have a system, and that system has preserved. They came back and they certified our President-elect Joe Biden yesterday. It was a great day too, that we no matter what, we come together at the end. And so, Madam Chair, regarding that, since we're talking about this election, about 2020 election, we know that this election is historic in terms of participation. In terms of we could not elect the first president, but we did elect first vice president. So what, as a leader yourself, as we look up to you, what is your feelings? How do you feel?
Well, we're incredibly excited, and that we will have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, as you said, which is a historic first for our country. A woman of color, a woman of South Asian descent, and a woman who is an incredible leader. So we are and someone a team who will restore our democracy after the 4 years of Donald Trump. We are incredibly excited about that. And just last night, or 2 nights ago, in fact, we had the historic election in Georgia, where we two senators were elected that will now put the Senate in the hands of a tie, so that our vice president will be able to break the tie. So she will be an incredibly important figure in the administration in her own right. She will be there to help break ties and advance the Democratic agenda. So, as you know, Junaid, Democrats are thrilled with this election, in the historic and the record turnout in the country, and record turnout in the state of Florida also. We saw record turnout everywhere.
And also in terms of electoral college, that's a record, 306, right? And the votes and everything, and that was a great day for us.
It was a great day that was certified last night, and you were absolutely right that despite all of the violence and all the events that were occurring, our government worked. The Congress went back to session and did what they were supposed to do, which is certify the election results. So that is, although there were some, and we should note this, that there were some people some of the Republicans who objected to that and voted no, which is an incredible shame on them, and that they would not recognize the will of the voters in their own states, and they chose to call to invalidate that. So.
And I will go further. Also, that's a disgrace as a representation of us, Also, I know that you met candidate Joe Biden at that time and candidate Kamala Harris. And describe us a little bit about both of them. I know they're very jolly, and I know that a few years back you brought Senator Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden, as the main guest speaker for our gala. So, can you describe them a little bit?
They're both warm and generous and giving people, very caring and compassionate, and very positive. What we all admire and love about them is that they're very positive, and they will work for the best. They look for the best in people, and always. And both of them are. Kamala Harris is actually very small. She looks bigger than she is. She's a relatively small woman, but mighty in her force and in her positive nature. And Joe Biden himself, as many people know, has been through many tragedies in his own life, but he is such a caring and compassionate person, and always looks for the good in people. And he is what our country needs right now, both of them, because they are both healers. They look for the best, and they are looking to do what is right and can bring people together. Don't you agree?
Yeah. I agree. I think they are passionate people. I had the privilege, and I thank you for choosing me to give the commencement in that gathering when Vice President Joe Biden was there. And so that was immense. And we met Kamala Harris when we went as a delegate together, and you were the chair and in Philadelphia, and that's a great experience. And we are so glad as an immigrant from coming first generation immigrant from Bangladesh, seeing an Asian American, black, and first woman to be our vice president. And my daughter is very excited. I also want to. Since we are talking about women, you know that the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Honorable Prime Minister right now, she has been in power since 2008, and she is a woman. Kamala Harris is a woman, and in a leadership position. We follow your lead in Florida, in United States, in Democratic. So, what do you see the trend going?
Well, I think the future is women. I think I'm making a joke, but I think women bring something different to the table. I think women have gifts that they can offer, and are also very inclusive. And I know Sheikh Hasina is an incredible leader in Bangladesh. And I know she met here with John Kerry in 2004. I remember that well during that time. And has done many wonderful things for Bangladesh, and it's an honor to have her as a leader in Bangladesh.
Thank you, and we appreciate that. It was you were vice chair at that time, and Wahid was the chair, and it was facilitated through you, and we appreciate that meeting, and she appreciated it. I know that she sent a congratulatory letter through us, and it went to John Kerry, candidate John Kerry at that time. Congratulating John Kerry and John Edwards.
And he was very happy to receive that. Yes, he was very happy to get that. Yes.
maybe I should take the privilege without asking Honorable Prime Minister. Maybe we should invite you and Vice President Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden to come to come to Bangladesh together. Maybe we can go. It's just a
It would
prolonged.
be incredible, and I would love to do that once we're past the COVID crisis. When we all get our vaccinations and we're past this horrible health crisis that we're all going through now, and return to a sense of normalcy when that happens, and travel is available again. I would love to come to Bangladesh, and I'm sure that the Vice President and President would love to do as well.
Well, we'd like to extend our invitation as a Bangladeshi American through you to our President-elect and Vice President-elect. Also, we have some good friends. Our Energy Secretary is Jennifer Granham, and our Housing Secretary.
Yes, yeah.
We will attend through you, Madam Chair, if you can kindly do that after COVID-19, of course. And I'm sure our Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh will be happy to know that.
I'm sure she will, especially because I know her. She's very involved in climate issues, and so the Department of Energy is going to be very critical to that. So I think that's something that it's very important.
And talking about climate, that Bangladesh and like Florida, Florida and Bangladesh size-wise is pretty close, about a couple of thousand less. Even though we have 161 people in Bangladesh, but it's pretty close climate-wise. We have cyclone there, we have hurricane here, and that last United Nations session, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Honorable Prime Minister, mentioned about climate change, and she did say that the climate change is essential. It is essential that we have to control the climate in all the nations. She's also chairperson for Climate Volunteer Forum. So I know you are passionate about it. You live in Florida, and that's good to know, right?
Very much so. I mean, because we like Bangladesh, we are ground zero here, and we are. Climate issues are very, very critical. We see sea level rise and increasing flooding during increasing numbers of hurricanes, increasing force of the hurricanes that we do have, and flooding in many cases, much more than previously. Obviously, the effects of climate change are being seen here, as in Bangladesh, and this is something that must absolutely be addressed. Yeah.
Maybe we can.
Sheikh Hasina has been a leader in this. Yeah.
Yes, and we are very proud of that. And she's also maybe right after COVID-19, maybe we can work together through you, through the administration, and see some changes, because climate is really last 4 years was disaster. He was, the President Donald Trump came out of Paris climate, situation, and we're going back into it. And I know that will be a good partnership because the Bangladesh will be hit hard. God forbid if it happens, So as a Bangladeshi American, we're concerned and would like to work together with Honorable Prime Minister and our branch of the cabinet through you and through us in the near future. As we say.
Absolutely. And I think we're going to see with the Biden administration, we're going to see a return to science, to belief in science and belief in working together. I mean, they're going to be reversing many of the issues that were created by the Trump administration in these past 4 years, who overturned so many things, as you know. And so I think the Biden administration is going to be returning, as you said, to the Paris Accord to reversing many of the environmental protections back to what they used to be before Donald Trump.
Yes, and also, since we're talking about it and COVID-19, there is another situation that our current president, Mr. Donald Trump, mishandled it so badly. And just to give you an example, in Bangladesh, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, I mean, she controlled it. She was on top of it, which we call here proactive. She took the action beforehand, and because of that, even though Bangladesh has 161 plus million people, the reported cases 500, something like 520, 525, and out of that, about close to like $465,000-$70,000 already got well, and only 7,000, I believe, close to 8,000 people died. Compared to us,
Oh my God! More
Yes.
than 150 million. I mean, 150,000 now, and here in Florida alone, and that we've had the numbers are going up. And this is 10 months into the pandemic. Today we had a record number of cases reported in Florida. It's just outrageous. I mean, and it goes to show what should have happened here. What you did in Bangladesh should have happened here, but because of Donald Trump and his willful ignoring and not following science and not following the recommendations, we are having an enormous crisis here now. Beds are
And
full, hospital beds are full, and cases are
and,
increasing.
and that's a shame. My wife is a first responder. My sister is a first responder. But out of 20 million, she promised by December, we only have 2.5, 2.6, or maybe 3 million doses.
Yes.
That's the
Yes,
thing.
yes.
And
Yeah.
so we need to learn something from the Bangladeshi administration.
Clearly.
Yes.
Clearly.
Clear. You know that one of the thing I would like to is that our father of nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur
Yes.
Rahman, you have been in our 21st Mother Language Day a few times. You have been also South
Yes,
Florida
I have.
Fairground. We have Bangladesh
And you're gonna
American
do
Food and Festival. We're going to do the next February and another 21st Mother Language
on
Day.
the 21st. Yeah, I know that. That's going to be a wonderful day. I'll look forward to that. So, yeah. And I know it's the 100th anniversary, the 100th birthday for, yeah.
Especially of Father of Nation, but thank you for remembering.
Yeah.
Bangabandhu, we say Bangabandhu.
Yeah.
You know what does it mean?
Yeah.
It means friend of Bangla, friend of Bengal. He was given this honorary title because of his love for his people, and this 100th birthday was last March 17. We could not do it because it means we can celebrate it this year, hopefully in a way that in everywhere. And you know that my daughter had essay competition, and
I know that, and we're all very proud of her for that. That she won the county, the state, and went to the nation because of the essay that she wrote about Bangabandhu. Yes, that was one of the. Yeah, that she was one of the reasons that she was accepted into Princeton was because of how well she did and the excellence that she displayed in this, and so we're all very proud of her. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a leadership and legacy essay she wrote, and she chose Bangabandhu, and she said Bangabandhu was the only leader in the world, in her view, that fought and participated and led independence of two countries, India from British. Bangladesh from Pakistan, and then also led the language movement in 1952. So that was really very nice. And thank you for remembering that. I really appreciate that. So one day we'll maybe go. Now let's talk about you. I got involved right after 9/11, right after 2011. And 9/11, my family members survived the 9/11, and then I had to do because my community was very much afraid. And then I started working with Democratic Party. Then I saw you in 2004 under your leadership, and then you become the FDP chair. Even though this is your last term, but we got so motivated that mainstream Bangladeshi American in Florida got involved. A mainstream, you nominated me in a judiciary committee for Florida Democratic Party. You nominated me for the DNC standing committee, and I appreciate that. And for your leadership, Bangladeshi community is involved with mainstream, the next generation getting involved, and we really want to thank you. How do you see, or what do you want to say the next generation in terms of getting involved in mainstream politics?
Increasing involvement, I think, because we are effective when more people become involved and more people have a seat at the table. So we want to have more of the younger people to get involved. And I want to congratulate you, Junaid, now because you're the state committee man for us in Palm Beach County. So you represent us on the state level, in addition to being the president of the American Muslim Democratic Caucus, which is so important to all of us. So we need more young people to step up and get involved and vote get people registered to vote, get people active in within the clubs and the caucuses, and because the more people are involved, the more they have a say in the government, and we have more people represented, and that's what we want. We want everybody to be involved.
Right. And I believe, Madam Chair, also not only that in our local municipality and local cities, there's some committees that have like environment committee and zoning
Correct.
committee and public safety committee that we should get involved with our community. And I know that you are encouraging people to become that Democratic Party members in Palm Beach County level or state level and get involved with the food. Like one of our friend Bonnie Steinman said, get your boot on the grounds, right?
Yes, yes, that's right. The boots on the ground, that's is so important, because the boots on the ground are what do all the walking and do all the action, and so and get people in and encouraged to run. And as you said, Junaid, serving on local boards, serving running for municipal offices, and being represented, because it is important that everybody be represented. If you're not there, you're not represented. So it's important that people go and be represented on local boards and local offices, and then move up and run for higher offices.
And I know, Madam Chair, that you are a number person. You always remind us about how many days left for the next election, and precisely. Now, I know that a lot of people has questioned. We fought so much, even though we got our president-elect get elected and Vice President Kamala Harris get elected, but we could not deliver Florida into the blue. So let's talk about that a little bit. What do you think? What was done or not done, and what we can do about that?
That's a very, very good question. In actual fact, as you know, Junaid, the Democratic Party had record turnout in this past election, and we had actually 78%, a little bit more than 78%, was 78.1% of all the Democrats in the state of Florida voted. So more than 10 million Democrats voted, which is a huge record. And we voted mostly by mail because of the pandemic. The Democrats did not knock doors and do a lot of door knocking and walking into the election, and we relied on getting out the vote and vote by mail, and even so got 78%. We need to do better next time. And I'm going to point out that Georgia won with a 69% Democratic turnout in the state of Georgia. So we had higher turnout and more people voted in Florida, but we lost the state to the Republicans. In part, and I think you and I have discussed this, Junaid, in part because Donald Trump was here a lot. He knew he had to win Florida in order to have a chance to win the presidency. So the Republicans spent more than $100 million, not $3 million, $300 million in the state of Florida. And Donald Trump and his family were here constantly. So in the scheme of things, they weren't in other states. Donald Trump was not in Wisconsin and in Minnesota and Michigan and Pennsylvania, but hello, Junaid, are you there? Oh, man.
I see you. I, s- I see your sister frozen. I see you, but it's frozen.
There, there you are. There we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Let me see there. Let me see. I can bring them in.
Okay. We try again.
Yes.
Okay.
That was great. We're doing good, right?
Yeah. I think this is great.
We're in.
Yeah, we're here.
We start. We start. We start. We start again. Okay, so let's go. So, Madam Chair, that was a technical
Yeah.
difficulties, but it
Yeah.
happens.
Sorry,
It
we
happens.
froze. We froze a little
We,
bit. Yeah.
we froze, even though we're in Florida, but we froze like New York or Colorado,
Yeah.
right? Anyway,
Yeah.
so what we are saying is that let's talk about Florida. So you are saying that Florida, that even though you're saying about the numbers.
Yes. So what I was saying is that in Florida, we actually Democrats. Well, first of all, there was a record turnout by all voters in the entire state, and the Democrats had a record turnout. That hasn't been since 1992. We had 78.1% of all Democrats. That means more than 10 million Democrats in the state voted. But we lost even with that because more Republicans voted because Donald Trump was on the ballot and he was here a lot in Florida. As you and I have talked, because Donald Trump knew he had to win Florida, he spent a lot of time here campaigning and also spent over $300 million. Now, that meant he was not spending $300 million in Wisconsin and Michigan and Minnesota and Pennsylvania. He was spending it here. And he was here and not in those other states. And I've been told by national Democrats that we played defense in Florida and helped them win across the country. Now that didn't help us here because we lost. And we lost other seats as well. So, but we won the war. We won by getting Joe Biden elected. So we contributed to that win, and for that we're very, very happy. But we need to organize again and get more record turnout because that 2022 is coming. Senator Marco Rubio's seat is up, and we will be electing a governor. And we definitely want to get rid of Ron DeSantis and get a Democratic governor. So we start now to organize for 2022.
And also, yes, we played defense, and that's probably one of the
Yeah.
reasons that Georgia came, and we have the majority now. We have the House and the Senate, and now we have the White House. So we will be able to.
So we played our part. Yeah.
You know that Bangladesh Americans are very concerned of one of the things is called immigration, because what happened is President Trump was saying that he will cancel the family preference, and you know that most of us are coming here as a family sponsoring family, father sponsoring children, children sponsoring brothers and sisters, and that's how the America became great. And Donald Trump was against. And that's why
which is ridiculous because it's how his wife's parents came to the United States. Melania Trump's parents were brought to the United States and became citizens because she was here. But what was good for them is not good for everybody else. And they called it chain migration, which is they tried to make it a bad thing, but in fact it's a good thing when we bring family members to the United States and open up immigration. And I believe that the Biden program and the Biden administration will reverse many of the policies that they can that were put into place by the Trump administration because Democrats believe that immigration is a good thing.
And I know, Madam Chair, personally, few families that a husband cannot bring a wife in this country because they followed all the procedure as a citizen to bring their spouse from Bangladesh. And this administration, Trump administration, was blocking for a lot of reasons. Yeah. But that's why Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh was very concerned about that. And I know personally that she encouraged all Bangladeshi American voters to vote for pro-immigration policy that Biden and Harris camp was campaigning, and that helped. In Bangladesh, Bangladesh American community, we know that we had more than 95%, maybe 98% turnout rate, and that's the rate. And eventually, we know some people voted for Trump for so-called stimulus check, that are just coming from. But overwhelmingly, it was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and I know that Prime Minister of Bangladesh encouraged through her channel of communication, and it came to me too that we need to have a pro-immigrant administration, means Biden and Kamala Harris. We're very happy. Of course, we'd like to thank on behalf of Bangladesh American for the win, and I know that because the Georgia, you sent a team. Our vice chair was there all the way, right?
Yes, he was. Yes.
Right after the election. Even right before the election, he was there on the
He was
Georgia.
there. He was there. He's been there for almost a month. Actually, it was after our election here on the 7th of November. 2 weeks later, he went up to Georgia to help with the campaign there on the ground, and a number of people from Florida went. So we had lots of Floridians, people who had worked on the campaign here, went up to Georgia to work on the campaign there, and then many of us here were making calls and doing phone banks, and encouraging people to get out the vote, because it was so, and it worked, because we saw the effect of all of that work. And I want to thank the Bangladesh American community for all you did for our election here, and also for helping the election in Georgia, because everything that you all did was critical, and it will be critical going forward. So I want to thank you all very much.
And I know that on the personal level, you are a grandmother, right?
Yes, I am.
Your grandchild is tell me a little bit about your family.
I have two. I have a granddaughter who's 11 and a grandson who's 6. So yes.
Oh, cool. And they're not here. They're in the other side of the.
No, they're in San Francisco. They live in San Francisco.
Going to Bangladesh.
With our son and daughter-in-law are in San Francisco, where we used to live, but we've been in Florida since end of 2001. So.
Yeah. And it's like going here to San Francisco is like going here from Bangladesh, right? To Bangladesh.
Yeah,
it's 8 hours.
It's a long way.
But it's fun.
And we haven't seen them in person since January, because of COVID, because of the pandemic. So we're all like you, very anxious to get this over with and get back to a sense of normalcy, so we can travel again and we can get back to a more regular and more normal life.
The good thing that we're all in good hands, right? The good administration is coming, and they're focusing on COVID-19. That's their number one, president. We can say President Biden now. We don't have to say elect.
Yes, we can. We have 15 days. Yeah, well, 14 days now before we now have President Biden. He is president. Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about, because a lot of people ask me a question. Tell us a little bit about the election, the first Tuesday of November, right? We elect a president.
Yes.
Going to the poll. Why it takes from November 1st Tuesday and then January 20? What is the wisdom behind it?
There's a transition period because you have to transition from the old government to the new government. And normally there is a transit because the new president elect has to pick his team, his advisors, the people who are going to be in the cabinet, to be all the people that are going to work with him. And they normally, and I'm putting normally because that didn't happen this year, normally the old administration works with the new administration to transition and work together to have a smooth handover of the government. And of course, Democrats don't like it when it's a Republican president coming in, and Republicans don't like it when it's a Democratic president coming in. But every single president in American history until now has worked together in order to have that transition. So when Bill Clinton, when George Bush was elected in the year 2000, and President Clinton had to hand over the reins of government after a contested and disputed election in 2000. Remember, that was the year of the hanging chads and the disputed election that actually went to the Supreme Court. Even then, there was a smooth transition between President Clinton and President Bush. President-elect Bush, because President Clinton recognized the rule of law and the importance of the continuity of government. In 2008, when President Barack Obama came in, I'm sure George Bush was not happy to have to hand over and make that transition, but he did. He did it because he recognized the importance of the rule of law and the importance of keeping a smooth government, and on and on and on, because President Obama was certainly not happy when Donald Trump was elected in 2016. But he had the transition, although Donald Trump made it difficult. This year was the first time in history that transition period was not honored by the outgoing administration. But that's the reason why is to enable the new government to make the selection of its chief officers and to allow that transition to occur. This year, I wish we'd made it faster because that would have maybe prevented some of the problems we had.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and luckily you heard tonight, and I heard it too. Even though it was not enough, President Donald Trump finally conceded that he is going to hand over the power peacefully. Thank God, after the tragedy and his recklessness yesterday. But he did not. I'm not still happy. He did not mention President-elect and did not mention that he called him. But anyway, it's a step that we at least we think is the right direction. But one of the other thing is, I don't know, it's the good news or bad news. We're going to have him here. Donald
Yeah.
Trump.
Yes, yes, I know. Right
And it will be
here, Junaid, as you
our
know.
right? It is our Democratic Party that we are the board members now, and then we have to deal with, and we
Yeah.
have to extra job, right, under your leadership. And congratulations for
Well, in
being
Palm Beach
re-elected.
County, yeah,
Palm Beach County is the
for
third
all of,
largest
for
county.
all of the yeah, tell
Yes.
everybody, Junaid, for all of the people who are listening, where we are and why this is so important here.
Well, not far from my house and your house, Donald J. Trump, ex-president soon, will be residing in his Mar-a-Lago mansion that he said he is not going to reside ever because that's what he promised to the city, but he's not going to
Yes.
listen to it. He's make it happen, and then we'll end up having him right to our back, what do you call it? Right our back, right? And then
Right
he's
in
going
our
to try.
backyard. He will be here, and a lot of other people as well, because this is going to be the hub for Republican activity. He will be here, and so will a lot of other people who have been in his administration and who are his supporters. So we're going to see a lot of Republican activity here in Palm Beach County. So we
But,
are what I call
but
the bastions of democracy here in Palm Beach County. We have to fight to keep Donald Trump in check, right, Junaid?
right, but we want Mr. President to know when you become an expert and just a private citizen, we'll be watching you. We will be doing the voter registration in a number. Maybe and then we will make sure that our county stays blue, stays Democrat.
That's right. And gets
And
even
under
bluer. We're going to try to make it
leadership,
bluer.
we're going to work hard, and we thank you for that. But again, on behalf of, I take the privilege, and I will take the honor to ask through you to invite, on behalf of Honorable Prime Minister Bangladesh Sheikh Hasina, and also Bangladeshi American, to invite our President Joe Biden, our Vice President Kamala Harris to visit us in Bangladesh. We'll go together. We want to invite them and the cabinet members to come and visit my birthplace, Bangladesh. Hopefully soon with you and rest of us. Right?
That would be an honor, and let us all hope that can happen sooner rather than later. And
I'd like to invite through you.
thank you.
And
We'll do our best to make that happen, and we'll look forward to it. And it's my honor to be here tonight with all of you, and to thank you, Junaid, personally, and to everyone in the Bangladesh community for all your support and all you do. And thank you for everything. Thank you.
I'd like to take the last opportunity, not if I don't mention that your spouse and my spouse are great, supporting us from the back all the way. We know that we have been running around with you under your direction, so many places, and we'll be running because now we are on the board at Palm Beach County. So we would really appreciate them for helping us and being our backbone.
We always say we have the best spouses in the world, right? Yeah, your wife and my husband are the best spouses in the world.
Thank you so much, and stay safe and stay healthy and stay blessed. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, and the same to you very, very much. Happy New Year, everybody, and here's to a much better 2021. Thank you.
Thank you. আমাদের অনুষ্ঠান আজকেই শেষ হলো। ইনশাআল্লাহ আবারও কথা হবে এফপি টিভির আলাপচারিতায় আরো কারোর সঙ্গে, মূলধারার কোনো ব্যক্তিত্ব, নেতৃত্ব, রাজনীতি ব্যক্তির সঙ্গে, এবং আমাদের বাংলাদেশ কমিউনিটি, আমাদের বাংলাদেশ মাতৃভূমি বাংলাদেশকে তুলে ধরবো ইনশাআল্লাহ ইতিবাচক ওয়েতে। এবং আমরা যেভাবেই পারি, যেখানেই আছি, যেভাবেই আছি, বাংলাদেশের সম্মান, যাতে বাংলাদেশের মান এবং বাংলাদেশের মুখ উজ্জ্বল করার প্রচেষ্টায় আমরা প্রতিনিয়ত নিয়োজিত থাকবো, এবং আমাদের প্রচেষ্টা থাকবে আমরা মূলধারার রাজনীতিতে নিয়োজিত থাকবো, সংযুক্ত থাকবো, এবং যেভাবেই পারি আমরা আমাদের কমিউনিটিকে সাহায্য সহযোগী করার আপ্রাণ চেষ্টা করব। ধন্যবাদ, and আল্লাহ হাফেজ।